Well, hello there. Welcome. I'm Dorothy Rosen, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about a very fascinating stone called Alexandrite. Alexandrite is one of the birthstones for June, and June is almost over, so I thought this is a good time to talk about that. And God, it just all of a sudden got super hot here. The sun just came out, and now it's muggy. Humidity is like 99%, 110, I would say. Wow. I decided to be out here because actually it's related to Alexandrite. So June birthstones or birth gems are pearl, most notably, moonstone, and Alexandrite. And of those, both pearl, which I've talked about before, and moonstone are rather fragile. And you might know that I love making rings, and so they're not great in rings. Therefore, Alexandrite is interesting, but it gets way more interesting with Alexandrite. So Alexandrite is a color change stone, gemstone. There are several of these, but Alexandrite is kind of the, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a gemologist, full disclosure, but I find Alexandrite really, really fascinating. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Alexandrite can appear, depending on what light you look at it in, either as like a bluish green or as a purplish reddish purple. And why is that? That's because I'm outside today, and believe it or not, even though the sun is shining, the light outdoors has more blue in it. It's a more blue laden light. And if you've ever taken picture, I sometimes take pictures of jewelry on, when let's say somebody brings me some jewelry that I'm gonna take the gems out and then make into a new piece of jewelry. And in that case, I often, I always, in order to record those, what the clients are bringing me, I take pictures of them. And I wonder if I could even show you, when you take pictures of jewelry outdoors, it is often has a real blue tinge to it. I think I could maybe just briefly show this. This kind of bluish tinge that you get, that's just white paper there for the intake of some clients' jewelry that I'm going to remake into something else. And if I took that same picture inside with either incandescent light bulbs or by the light of a candle, or something that has much more warm light to it, then we have more yellow in that light. And nowadays with the LED bulbs, you've probably noticed that they will say on them warm light or cool light. And if you use something called daylight, it'll be also very cool. Very cool tone to the light. And what happens with Alexandrite is, so Alexandrite has in it chromium, and it's chromium, I always nerd out on this stuff. Chromium is what gives it what responds differently to the wavelengths of light that goes in and comes back out. And so if you have an Alexandrite stone in a fluorescent light or outside in this where the more of a cooler tone of light, that stone will bring out the bluish green in that stone. And if you show that same stone in a warm light, it will become purplish red. And that is just like, how cool is that? You'd have a ring or a piece of jewelry with the same stone in it, and it'll show out in two different colors. I, full disclosure, borrowed this from Pierres de Charme, who are my gem merchants, and I hope they don't mind. They show here the same stone under two different light conditions. And by the way, Pierres de Charme also, they have a website, a portion of their website where they sell gems to the public, and you can check that out because they have some really neat little things in there. But yeah, so this is the same stone under two different conditions of light, and that's, I thought, really cool. And as if that wasn't kind of nifty is the word I used in my newsletter this morning when I wrote about this. Alexandrite also has it's also pleochroic, meaning many colors. In this case, it has different intensity of color depending on how the light hits it. That's because of the crystalline structure in there. There are the gemstones that are pleochroic, but anyways, this gemstone has got it going on. It was originally discovered in Russia and named after Alexander II, who later became Tsar of Russia. Nowadays, for a long time, it was only found in Russia, this gemstone, Alexandrite, but those mines were long depleted, and it's now found in many other places, like Brazil and Zimbabwe and all kinds of places. But yeah, it's a neat stone, and it is very, very rare, and therefore very, very expensive. You hardly ever see it over 1 carat. If you do, that's even more amazing. And it's in the chrysoberyl family of gems. So chrysoberyl is normally like yellow or brown or green. There are 2 kinds of special chrysoberyl. One of them is Alexandrite, which has the color change. The other gem that's a chrysoberyl that you might be more familiar with is cat eye. So that's cat's eye. That's another one. So that's that. So it's in the chrysoberyl family of gems, not to be confused with chrysoprase, which is this like eerie green gem. That's a different one. Lalique liked working with that. With Alexandrite in commercial birthstone jewelry, most likely it'll be a synthetic Alexandrite. There are several different synthetic versions that are made. There's one that's particularly highly regarded, actually, and that's hydrothermal. I think it's called hydrothermal. Yes, water and heat, which is replicating. Sorry, English is a second language, which is replicating the conditions in which Alexandrite would have come about in nature. So, in a hydrothermal method of growing a gem, you have the minerals and lipids that this gem needs to grow suspended in water, and it then through heat and pressure, the gems are slowly formed over time. So those hydrothermal synthetic Alexandrites apparently are actually quite valuable, one of the most expensive synthetic gems that there are, but the real ones are even more expensive. So I don't actually have one in my collection because this is something I would be bringing in from Pierres de Charme if I needed one, if somebody would like one, but I can't just have it kicking around. They're a little pricey for that. And what else? Oh yeah, sometimes there's also a species of corundum, a corundum being sapphire, that can have the color change. And sometimes they get mistaken, but a gemologist will be able to tell you. Tanzanite. I'm just looking at my cheat sheet here. Tanzanite is another chrysoberyl, which is just such a gorgeous gem. I like tanzanite also. I think that's it. I think that's it. Hardness. Of course, hardness. So tanzanite and in general, chrysoberyl is fairly hard. It's 8.5 on the Mohs scale, and that's really not bad at all. And so Alexandrite is actually quite durable. Definitely the most durable of all the June birthstones. So that's it. Now you learned a little bit about Alexandrite, and I'll just say I probably won't be coming on every week going forward because I'm traveling quite a bit. I'm going to be in Pictou with my highly esteemed colleague Tabitha Coe. I'm very excited to be with her. That's July 7th in Pictou, Nova Scotia, and do reach out if you want to have more info on that, or just go to the link in my bio, or I'll post it. You'll find it. Sign up for my newsletter, then you'll never miss me. Take good care, and I'll talk to you next time. Okay, bye.